Oi. Okay, I think it's working now. Oops. For some reason, OBS put things to default. But hey, hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi, hi. Sheesh. But yeah, what I was trying to say earlier was that Dad was trying to show me some food. He wanted me to check out the... Oh gosh, I just forgot the name. Beef and tomato he made fresh. Like, that's nice, Dad. I love that. Like, Robella, I need to summon you. Like, count up your sins, and then she even has like a W for whatever animation things. And because I said I want her, I hope she doesn't play hard to get. I don't want to lose a 50-50. But if I do, I'm still gonna get her in the end. But now to finish. 8.7, Bitter Thorns and Daisies. So level 3 base layer, first of all, the god who made you is dead. Wow, what a nice thing to start off with. Thanks. Thanks, game. Several hours earlier on the Elmo, Rosa carefully examines Sextans, who has been trusted or who has been tossed up like a Christmas turkey. Yum. Her frame is in ruins, half of the synthetic skin in her face is gone, and her body lies limp in a way that can't even be described as human because not a single one of her joints is intact. Beside her is Nemesis, who is keeping an eye on her with a gun in hand. Dang, Krolik. Hello, hello. Bipley and Krolik's banter flits past Gross's neural cloud, not even leaving a ripple in its wake. Clearly, her neural cloud is fully occupied by the matter at hand, and has no space to store such redundant data. What a great idol. Oh, you watched the Game Awards? Ooh. The only thing I know about the Game Awards is that Uma Musume won, so I was like, woohoo! Congratulations, Uma Musume. Oh gosh, I gotta sneeze. One sneeze. Not too bad. Although all the Almost fighters are gathered in this repair bay, Gross's gaze never once left Sexton's. She looks at the third-generation doll from head to toe for the nth time, and then she unconsciously frowns. Groza shakes her head. Groza examines Sexton's body again, but it's the same no matter how many times she checks. In fact, some of the more damaged modules are beginning to crackle and spark. Oh yes, percussive maintenance. Great idea, Krolik. Krolik rears up to do just that, but Groza stops her. Well, that's all she might need. Curly scratches her head. She doesn't quite understand why Groza is so bothered by that matter. Even though Sextons is an enemy, she's one internal overload away from being scorched to ash, so there's no way she can achieve her aim no matter her reason for turning up here. Isn't she being too paranoid by having the Elmo camp out in the yellow zone because of something like that? Rosa does not continue. The other dolls on the Elmo have no idea what the commander has been through in the past. But how did she, as a former subordinate, end up meeting with the commander again? Indeed, why had she been reunited with the commander? Why had it been her specifically? Rosa has never considered that question in detail, or rather, she doesn't dare to carefully examine the reason for it. If the commander simply hides behind her identity as a bounty hunter in the Yellow Zone, burying that unspeakable past of hers under the collapsed storms and endless expanse of sand, never speaking of it again, then she can continue staying by the commander's side and protect him without a second thought, up until the commander no longer needed her. But now that Paradeus has risen up again, is standing in the commander's path again, she knows that there is no way she will just simply ignore them. Whether the commander has been drawn into some conspiracy or has actively chosen to intervene in the matter, everything she has desperately tried to protect for the past 10 years will be wiped away in the blink of an eye. And when the time comes, she may not be able to serve as her adjutant any longer. She may even end up becoming a useless burden. Nah, you'd never be a useless burden. Or perhaps a ticking time bomb. She doesn't even know if Sexton's presence here is because of her. Wow. As the two of them go back and forth, Rosa vigorously shakes her head, like she's trying to calm herself. The most important thing right now is to take care of what's in front of her. At the very least, she needs to finish the task the commander gave her before thinking about other things. Frolik shrugs. She doesn't fully agree with Rosa's point of view, but she trusts her leader enough to not protest any further. Once again, Rosa brings up the analysis report Dandelion left behind in an attempt to learn something from it. Of course, she's read it so many times that all she can do now is try to extract even the smallest scraps of information from any place she can. Just as she's reading the report again, a footnote of a section of destroyed contents draws her attention. It was probably preserved whole because it was not an important part of the neural logs. She opens the document and reads it. Ooh! Test subject notes. Model beep beep. Project development unit has no initial beep personality preset. Has undergone ego growth and currently developed an independent beep personality. No obvious defects detected in beep. Perceived self as overall executor of beep. Currently in charge of the beep, transferring for quasi-full immune individual recovery. Performance is excellent compared to other products of the same cohort, and possesses a psyche with human-like thought patterns. Initial observations suggest satisfaction of the criteria for the beep experiment. Wow, such wonderful notes. It looks like the person who handled this information was very cautious. Even a footnote like this in Sexton's base layer was thoroughly scrubbed. Even so, Groza has still gained some valuable clues from this. Groza has obviously noticed that, however, Helena is a quasi-full immune individual, which means that one can still speculate on her experimental uses. However, what exactly is the objective of experiments conducted on a doll like Sexton's? Seemingly interested in Grose's discovery, Krolik tries to make sense of the message like Grose is doing. Naturally, she has no idea what it's talking about. Ooh, level 3. This sounds pretty fun. Nemesis nods silently. Grose reaches out and connects to Sexton's neurocloud. Since the data in there has been wiped, she meets with no resistance when entering. A flash of pale blue light darts through Sexton's eyes. The exposed mechanical endostructure makes their opening and closing look a little scary. As a faint spark crackles at the end of a severed power cable, her eyes open again. Nemesis immediately raises her gun and goes to the highest alert level. Spooky. Leader, her level 3 is open. Your level 2 is open. We'll help you break her firewall now. You have to go into your level 3 alone, Leader. Be careful. Hello, and yes, catching up on the main story. Yeah, I'll be fine. And then I gotta rush to that other event before it ends. Doing the events out of order, but it's okay. Sexton's has such a nice outfit. Ta-da! Dot is right. Rosa continues advancing through the endless fog. The neural wipe has caused the landscapes that represent Sexton's data modules to take on bizarre, twisted forms. She tries to extract useful data, but her search remains fruitless, even after looking for a long time. Before her lies a fathomless darkness, as well as an unending void. Just as she's about to give up, she hears a voice. The voice seems to be coming from far away, muffled and even a little distorted. Spooky. What a tough question. Why exactly was I born? Silence. Silence. The questions in this level 3 space fill Rose's mind. She keeps moving forward as though she's trying to escape the voice. It grows more and more distant until it finally vanishes into the void. Although she can't tell where she's going, Rose has a feeling that she's headed somewhere deeper. After passing through another patch of fog, a blurry scene appears before her. It seems to be some kind of hall. Lights come on over her head like a pair of inquisitive eyes. Piles of gold and collapsed pieces. How much did they spend? Happy birthday. The voice keeps going. Ooh, potentially a playable sextants? There is loud and sustained applause. As the voice grows distant, the scene before Groza becomes clearer instead. Groza is not unfamiliar with this sensation. It is like when a doll's ego develops with its neural cloud, like a seed germinating within its level 3 base layer, filling around with its sensory modules for nutrients, breaking through into the data flows of level 2, before blossoming into the metallic skeleton, muscle fiber bundles, superconductive organs, and resin skin of level 1. She's almost forgotten this feeling, but now she's slowly recalling it. Born to be the greatest of all time. Oh yeah, I saw that. 22nd of next month. Oh my goodness. Enfield plus Arknight's anniversary. Sheesh. Groza silently listens to Sexton's voice as it becomes clearer and clearer. Something seems to be growing in the void. A crystalline substance that reflects a faint light and finally comes to a halt in front of Groza. She tries to grab it, but it shatters instead before quickly reforming. The scene before it changes into a lavish office. Velvet curtains hang from the ceiling and spill onto the ground before a set of full-height windows. Sextons emerges from those shadows and stops in front of the curtains, bathing in the sunlight that shines into this room and looking down on the city beneath her. Behind her, the sound of footsteps approaches and a low voice speaks. It seems to belong to someone else, yet it also seems to be Sexton's own voice. The god who made you is dead. The purest of pain. Sexton slowly turns and raises an arm, bowing before that form in the void in her usual way. The room vanishes into nothingness. The object hovering before her gradually takes form. Like a ball of light, it connects to the entire void. Groza doesn't know how to describe it. There seemed to have been something like this in her own base layer, but it was nowhere as clear and bright as what she's seeing now. Then the light scatters the void and illuminates everything. Am I winning winning enough. Winning everything besides gacha. Rosa suddenly feels a stabbing pain in her brain. No, dolls shouldn't feel pain. So what is this? No, don't. Not sure if that's worth it. Amidst the pain, Rosa opens her eyes, trying to make sense of what is happening before her. She's inside a lab. Two lab-coated human researchers seem to be working on something. One of them seems to be leisurely sitting back in an armchair, arms folded and looking at her in amusement. Oh man, I still play FGO. And... oh gosh. I kinda wish there was a 50-50 there. Instead of just like flat pity. The other seems to be moving between several terminals. With every operation on the terminal, Rosa feels a multitude of extreme sensations flash through her neural cloud. This is hell, this is heaven, and it's also the world of men. The heck, I think right now, the gacha game that's amused me is currently Uma Musume. Having to reach pity kinda hurts. 200 pulls. And then, woohoo, I get to choose my Uma. Like, Digiton was worth it. Something breaks. Rosa feels herself falling into the void. She tumbles down through the abyss for a long, long time, until time and space itself loses all meaning for her. And finally, she hits the ground hard and passes out. Rosa opens her eyes. Rosa looks around and finds that she is inside an unfamiliar vehicle. Outside, the scenery rapidly recedes into the distance, and the sand dunes and clear blue sky indicate that a collapsed storm has just passed. Hey, thank you, I'll start winning better. Meanwhile, the base she's currently in is empty except for the repair pod that she occupies, which glows with a faint light. Rosa tries her best to retrieve the relevant information from her neural logs. Why was she at this abandoned quarry? Does she still remember? She can't remember. Does she really not remember? There is nothing in her neural cloud. Everything is blank. This is Girls Frontline 2. What's a griffin? That's kind of cute how she remembers at least that. The door to the repair bay opens. Groza stands there dumbly, looking at the woman who's holding a hand out to her. She reaches a hand out to her as well. She remembers the sensation, this warmth, and... Suddenly, her outstretched hand forms into a knife, and she stabs the person in front of her. Thanks. Bright red blood splashes everywhere, staining Groza's visual modules. Crackle, crackle. Snap. Groza opens her eyes. She's dazed for a moment. When she comes to her senses, she realizes that she's lying on the floor of the Elmo's deck. It's the same repair bay as before, but compared to her dream, there are many more machines here and many more familiar faces. One of them in particular is gazing at her with dewy eyes. Meiling looks like she's barely managing to hold back her tears. Looking around, Groza realizes the other members of the Elmo look the same way. No, yeah, just a prank. Rose immediately feels how awkward the words sound as she says them. She looks at Meiling's face. The latter seems shocked. Rosa pulls herself together and sits up. Beside her, Sexton looks just like how she did before Groza entered her neural cloud. Except several of the thin cables connecting some of the parts seem even more scorched now. Like, I want to try for everyone in GFL too, but realistically... Ooh. Next one I want is Robella. Nemesis shakes her head. Actually, I lied. I want Anders too, but now I'm thinking. Groza rubs the access port on the back of her head. Right off the bat, she realizes something. Moimasima is so overpowered they have to remove the ranked PvP because of her? Sheesh! Groza carefully organizes her thoughts. As she goes through her memories, she describes what she encountered in Sexton's level 3 to Meiling and the others. Naturally, she admits the dream she had. She can win in 0 turn, literally. Sheesh.
セクスタンスのことで心配せずに済むわ。
ちょうどレナさんからの信号を受信しました。位置情報もバッチリです。
すぐに向かって。
はい。
Full speed ahead. Confirm. Alrighty, next stage is called Creeping Mist. Goodbye, Commander. Again, what a nice start. Just based on that. Goodbye, Commander. Oops. The Elmo advances steadily with Baily at the helm. A long period of staring at the unchanging scenery is starting to take its toll on her stamina. Baily yawns and switches on the Elmo's cruise control. Poor Baily. Baily hurriedly covers her mouth and looks around. There are no enemies or allies in sight, not even collapsed particle clouds that usually fill the sky. The only thing visible is the sand carried by the howling wind, crashing against the Elmo's windows. Rose is standing by the Elmo's hatch, intently watching the unchanging scenery. Normally speaking, dolls do not get bored, and for Groza, she can easily deal with that by running simulations in her neural cloud. Yet she's not doing so. Krolik is right, things are too quiet. If nothing else, this lack of activity is abnormal, considering they're headed toward 404's position. The Elmo leaves two parallel tracks in the desert. After driving through an expanse of open terrain, they reach several sprawling sand dunes. Just then, Groza realizes something. Baily suddenly brakes and the Elmo grinds to a halt. The inertia from the sudden halt sends all manner of items flying to the ground, and the air fills with the sounds of glasses breaking and metallic objects falling. Baily does as Groza commands and maxes out the sensor output. However, before a single IR image can appear in the display, an IFV appears from behind a sand dune. Surprise! The IFV's hatch opens and a head pokes out. Lentine takes off her helmet, and a shock of red hair spills out as she leans against the IFV's roof. 12 IFVs emerge from behind the dunes, racing toward the Elmo's position. The IFVs quickly split up and race towards their designated positions. After giving her troopers their orders, Lentine folds her arms and stands on the roof of her vehicle, narrowing her eyes as she looks at the Elmo in the distance. The Elmo responds quickly and rapidly selects the ideal route for disengagement. While they do not drive into the kill box set up by their ambushers, the left side flankers move to cut off the Elmo's escape route. This forces the Elmo to change course to avoid the labored convoy's attack. However, upon changing course, the IFV convoy on the other side that has been lying in wait comes into view. The Elmo's driver notices this and once again makes an emergency turn. Unfortunately, the ambushing IFVs are ready to launch their anti-tank missiles. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The missiles streak out of their tubes, tracing a series of trajectories through the air before exploding around the Elmo. While the Elmo's vehicular force field has deflected those attacks, its shielding cannot withstand a sustained barrage at this level. If the Elmo takes a few more missiles like this, it'll probably be dead in the sand soon enough. Oh, all the repairs this will need. The repair monies. Even more debt for us. Rosa studies the densely packed contacts on the radio display. Due to active jamming targeting the Elmo sensors, it can't display the precise location of each IFE, forcing them to determine the enemy positions with their eyes. Sheesh!
メイルエルモ号を防御モードに切り替え敵の出方を伺う。ネメシス準備。
Mewing as Groza orders as she works in the control terminal. The armored shutters slowly slide open or slide down over the Elmo's windows, turning it into an impenetrable steel fortress. However, the running gears are also affected by the armor protection, and the Elmo's speed visibly drops as a result. Nemesis has already climbed up on the roof landing pad and taken a position facing the enemy attack. She has already taken down several long-range missiles with accurate fire. The ambush detachment fires their missiles again, and Nemesis shoots them down again. But there are just too many for her to respond to, and 2 missiles manage to hit the Elmo. They fire a volley once again, and after Nemesis shoots most of them down, there's one left over which hits the Elmo. Then, as though they had already tested the Elmo's ability to withstand their attacks, the enemy does not continue the offensive. While the radar cannot accurately pinpoint their location, Groza can still use the thermal imaging from the external cameras to tell that several IFVs are slowly circling the Elmo from different directions. Although the Elmo can probably fight for a while with these IFVs, they have a mission to rescue HIDE and 404, HIDE 404, which means they have no time to waste on the opposition. In addition, they still don't know the enemy's objective and whether they've gotten reinforcements in.
ネメシス足止めできる。
Nemesis nods and begins taking shots at the IFVs. Thank you, Nemesis.
まだ装甲車を貫通できないから無理だって。相手まさか乗り込むつもりじゃないでしょうね。可能性はある。
As she gathers information, Groza is simulating ways to break the stalemate in her neural cloud. Since they've taken precautions against the Elmo sniper, it means they must be familiar with the Elmo's personal deployment. At the very least, they know that they have the sniper Nemesis on board. Also, mobilizing all these IFVs indicates that they know how the Elmo can switch between offense and defense modes. An MCV like the Elmo is not a common sight in the Yellow Zones, but they seem more than familiar with them. Clearly, they've done their homework before coming here. At the very least, they've gathered plenty of information related to the Elmo. Could it be that the enemy leader is connected to the commander? If that's the case, this might not be a situation she can resolve by herself.
指揮官と連絡してくる。みんなは配置について。
Rosa keys her ear mic and sends a transmission on the special channel reserved for emergency communications. The ringtone plays for several seconds before a voice answers.
未確認勢力がエルボ号に急接近してるわ。すでに攻撃を受けてる。おそらく乗り込んでくるでしょうね。作戦指揮をしてもらう必要があるわ。未確認勢力規模は装甲車十数台。
Lots of enemies.
80人以上といったところかしら。装甲車またマグニセキュリティか。速度を上げて距離を保て。それから現在地の座標と環境情報を共有して。重火器を確認したわ。防御モードへ行こう。防御モードか。環境情報についてだけど電波干渉を受けてるから探知が難しいわ。そうでもあの辺なら土地勘はある。座標さえ正確なら大丈夫よ。
Rosa sends the coordinates over, and the voice on the radio goes silent. After some thought, the commander issues precise orders. It is precisely these orders that have always put Groza at ease during emergencies.
北西10キロの位置に市街地跡がある。エルモ号
モードを解除して強行突破する。大ダメージを受けることになるけど。
乗り込まれる方がもっと危険よ。
了解。
It's okay, we'll repair the damages. Someone else seems to be talking on the other side. After a brief conversation, the commander speaks over the transmission again.
そこを目指してなんとか振り切れないか試してみて。私たちもすぐ戻る。
戻ってくるの。でもあなたとコルフェンだけでは。
大丈夫。昔の仲間と出会えたわ。彼女たちも一緒にいる。
元グリフィンの。分かった。戦力はそれに合わせて作戦を立てる。
Rosa realizes that she seems to be placing too much emphasis on that last point, so she quickly supplements her words. Fortunately, the commander doesn't seem to have noticed it.
人形5名よ。今ヘリで向かっている。
了解。それまでエルモゴンを守り抜く。
ええ。頼むわ。
The commander hangs up. Rosa stands in the ops room, both hands on the main terminal, her mind deep in thought. Then she raises her head and stares at the IFEs approaching the Elmo.
メイリー、防御モードを切って。
It's a good thing we got a helicopter. What a nice present.
分かってる。指揮官の命令よ。進路変更。動力全開。北西へ10キロ進んだところが目的地よ。着いたら私たちは降りて敵の足止めをするわ。はい。やってみます。
You got this, Mailing. With the Elmo's defense mode deactivated, the sounds of machine gun fire, grenades, and cannon blasts wash over the Elmo. The opposition's furious bombardment fills the ops room with deafening alarms, but Rosa's undeterred. Instead, she systematically works the control stick, her eyes focused on the destination the commander has assigned her. She has to get there. She has to ensure that the Elmo and its crew are safe until the commander gets back. And after that, when there are more people around to protect the commander, then this will probably be the final task she performs for her. Lentine sits in her IFE, puffing furiously on her cigarette while she watches the MCV and its deployed shield through a pane of armored glass. Her forces have encircled the Elmo. Their next step will be to close the net, then board it and seize control. There are many questions in her mind, and she's eager to have them answered.
手こずらせてくれる。ミサイルの残りは
24発。
十分だ。指示が出るまで攻撃は中止とバッファローに伝えろ。
副司令、乗り込むなら俺たちの部隊を使うべきでは。今の部隊の連動じゃ死にに行くようなものです。いくら上が人的損失を気にしないとはいえ、
As terrible as Monkey's security is,
失敗すれば
I gotta admit that jacket is really pretty.
ビーコンの爆破は
It also looks very soft.
全部終わりました。
ならいい。ビーコンがなければ奴らは外部と連絡が取れない。こっちには監視ドローンもある。ネズミが入ってきた時は駆除しに行くまでに。当然、今の部隊に人形ども
Like, darn you, Monkey security with your nice jacket.
乗り込む可能性をちらつかせるだけで十分だ。兵たちをそのまま待機させろ。
Kenny is clearly used to Lintine's habits and doesn't probe further. The assaulting IFVs draw closer to the Elmo, while Lentine keeps her eyes focused on the screen, as though she's waiting for something.
先方のバッファローが敵から1キロ圏内に入りました。
反応なしか。
Lentine anxiously studies the positions of her IFVs and the Elmo, leaving deep teeth prints on her cigarette.
副司令、敵に動きが。
The MCV seems to have realized that they can't just keep taking a pounding like this. A moment later, the Elmo's drive systems reveal themselves as the defense mode armor plating rises and retracts into storage. Although the node switch takes less than a minute, it's enough for Monkey security forces to launch a vicious attack.
来たな。ミサイル、先端発射。
Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Explosions rock the MCV as Lentine's order is executed. Although the MCV stalls do their best to intercept incoming projectiles, the saturation missile strike overwhelms the MCV's shielding and scores direct hits on the superstructure. The unarmored parts of the deck are instantly potholed, and the high-strength polycarbonate windows begin to crack. By the time the dust clears, the MCV has barely managed to finish its mode change. The MCV before the Monkey security forces drags its pockmarked shell along along and turns with unexpected speed, rushing toward an opening that the PMC forces couldn't seal off in time.
思い切った決断だ。あいつしかいない。バッファロー4、先導してエルモ号のシャンシを叩け。
Several autocannons roar as they blast away at the Elmo's running gears. While each individual shell is not too devastating, the sustained barrage deals tremendous damage to the hulking MCV. However, the Elmo seems intent on breaking out of the encirclement and ignores the attack from the IFVs around it, driving into the face of the shells, raining down on it towards some unknown destination. Behind it, the monkey security forces are in hot pursuit. The multiple hits on the running gears by the autocannons cause load-bearing wheels to fall from their mountings. As a result, the Elmo shakes violently as it travels at high speed. However, the driver's technique means the MCV stabilizes itself as it limps out of the Mongi security blockade.
無茶だ。決して無謀ではない。
Lentine studies the direction where the Elmo is headed, and then at a topographical map of the region. After zooming out repeatedly, she sees an abandoned town to the northwest.
包囲網を突破された。追いつけない。
Oh, she noticed it.
落ち着け。目的地は見えるだ。
というと、
ここだ。
Lentine points to the screen, indicating to the town with her cigarette, then pats Kenny on the shoulder.
地形的にここが奴らにとって唯一のチャンスだ。一瞬でたどり着くとはな。
そこは。
The coordinates of the town in question has an Omen unit icon on it.
待ち伏せ担当に知らせろ。
Lentine puts out her cigarette and takes hold of the cannon's hand station again, then orders the driver to prepare to move out. She can't even withstand an assault like this. All she can do is flee miserably under the absolute superiority of her enemy's firepower, unable to protect the things she wants to defend. This is the price of abandoning everything and leaving the game. It's truly unsightly. As expected, she made the right choice back then. The thought runs through Lentine's head as she watches the sand dunes vanish into the distance behind her. Everything is going as she planned. Now that she has set up an ambush that so overwhelmingly favors her. Okay, let's see how this goes. Leader, we're almost at the past.
新たな任務？いいわ。任せて。
I like how there's a little camp here. So there's some bottles, there's fire, tent, comfy. Everyone get ready for battle. Mailing, how's the Elmo? The substructure's been badly damaged, and the engine's severely overheated from all the high-speed travel just now. Our top speed now is only 50 miles an hour. Ooh, that is slow. Got it. Keep the Elmo on the move. Don't stop for anything. All points, load up on explosives. We need to jam up the mouth of the pass to shake off the enemy's pursuit. Ooh, in the original ending, they had the commander's actions be to just do some civilian rescue operations. Wow. The road behind the Elmo is the only thing wide enough to accommodate it. I saw a couple of unstable-looking buildings on either side of it. We're going to plant charges on their load-bearing columns.
強くなったの？
Leader, enemies in black are surrounding us. Do they see through us? Change of plan. Eliminate the enemies near the Elmo, Krolik. Try to figure out their numbers and positions of the enemy. Remember, don't let them tie you up. Okay. Nemesis, I'll send a topographical map of this area to you. Get to high ground and fire it well. Thunder, rumbling, in all directions. Febly, you're in charge of distracting the enemy forces on the ground. Give Krolik and Nemesis a chance to break their formation. No problem. Febly's the best at drawing everyone's attention.
指揮官は好き？ちら
Because it's cute. Dipley, do a concert for them. I'll plant the charges and keep the enemy from catching up to us. Mailing, tell the commander that the enemy's caught up to us and to be beware of the enemy attack on the way back. But I haven't been able to get through since just now. And oh, as in rescuing civilians who were trapped and injured by military bombing runs. Keep trying to contact the commander until you get through. Okay, I'll keep up the house. Right, that's our plan then. Everyone, let's go. Oh yeah, for Robella, I was reading that little descriptor thing that they released for her. Was the thing about her being in a dinner gate? Because I was like, wait a second. Dinner gate stuff? Huh? Like, I want a dinner gate, but if she doesn't like them anymore, then oh no. I'll give up on the idea of having one. Even though I like that one dinner gate in GFL2 with the little lion outfit.
連中近づいてこないわね。ええ、こちらの意図を察したのかも。距離を保って時間稼ぎしてるように見える。建物を爆破して瓦礫で一網打尽にするつもりだったんだけど。なんで待ち伏せされてる側が仕掛けないといけないのよ。デプリ、もう一度コンビを組まない？今度はもっと目立った方がいいよね。
Oh, Griffin was betrayed by the military during a mission or operation, huh?
ネメシス、援護して。
遠からず消えゆく名張り。
弾があまり残ってないんだって。チャンスは一度きりということに。作戦開始。今回はスモークを使っちゃう？
Oh, her main body got destroyed. Okay, that makes sense why she had to be in a dinner gate at that point. Deadly pulls out a smoke grenade and throws it at the opposite direction of her cover. The moment it bursts, the enemy's bullets rain down the spreading smoke cloud. Ooh, hello, welcome. Thank you for the raid. I hope your stream went by well. The dolls emerge from their cover and race toward the building they're going to bring down.
キャロリック、9時の方向、50メートル。
了解。隊長たちは先に。
Sulpice had survived, but wasn't very good planner herself and wanted to save Aro. Krolik lowers her stance and sprints over to the enemies in question. Their screams fill the radio channel.
3人仕留めた。2人がそっちに向かってる。ネメシスの車線を通るとは思うけど。
Bang bang. Before Krolik can finish speaking, a pair of bullets find their homes in the enemy skulls. They collapse like puppets with their strings cut and bright red liquid gushes out of their helmets. Before Krolik can spout a one-liner, a hail of bullets fly her way from another direction. She quickly ducks behind cover, trying to find the position of her attackers. This time, the enemy doesn't seem willing to let her go. They hammer her position with a torrent of lead, keeping Krolik completely pinned down. No bullying! Oh, she took Aro's core and put it in the only body she could find on the battlefield, a dinner gate. Okay, that explains the dinner gate thing. Definitely proceeds to double back to support Krolik. She throws her grenade with all her might, and the enemy throws back more grenades in response. Rosa feels the heat and shockwaves from the multiple detonations wash over her back. While she continues running forward, there's a hint of anxiety in her voice as she keys her communicator.
キャロリック、レプリ、無事？
数発もらったけど平気よ。
Oh, this is my first playthrough for this event.
次からは遠距離武器持った方がいいわね。救済され。
GFL2's been fun.
はいはい、ありがとう。いいから援護を続けて。やっぱりやりすぎちゃったか。次はもっと
Oh, Mr. Pizza. The sound of heavy gunfire comes over the transmission once again, and this time it's getting closer to the dolls. Rosa can clearly tell that these black armored troopers are worlds apart from the enemy she's previously encountered. Their shooting technique and tactics mark them as veteran fighters, and they clearly understand the terrain. Although their responses are slower than dolls, they can still attack the dolls from multiple angles while hugging cover, negating the advantages in accuracy and reaction speed which the dolls enjoy. The Elmo dolls are having a hard fight, and time is not on their side this time. Rosa glances at the explosives in her backpack. So far, they haven't managed to set a single charge, and the IFVs pursuing them will not give them a chance to catch their breath. If they can't block off a single road giving access to the pass, then it's only a matter of time before the enemy's main force catches up and wipes them out. Rosa squeezes her weapon's foregrip and thinks about what to do if the worst should come to pass.
違う。時間稼ぎなんかじゃない。本気で私たちを叩き潰そうとしている。人数のものを言わせて。想像以上。
These are the smartest enemies we've gone against so far. This event turned you into a man. Rosa doesn't know how to answer Krolik's question. Logically speaking, most commanders would do as Krolik said and try to avoid unnecessary casualties. But the enemy's fighting spirit and morale hasn't fallen off because of their losses. She can't apply normal preconceptions to these foes. No thinky, just fight. Rosa ducks into the target building and unpacks enough explosives to bring this building down several times over before wiring them up with detonators and setting up the initiation sequence. However, the sound of IFV engines comes from nearby. Rosa looks up and her hands stop moving as she sees the scene before her. The IFVs that have been engaging the Elmo just now are heading down the road, going straight for the Elmo. Rosa's heart fills with a despair she's never felt before as the unending stream of IFVs rumbles in. No matter how fast she works, there's no way she can finish planting all the explosives on all the building's load-bearing columns before the convoy passes by. Time seems to slow and crawl and in Rosa's eyes, everything outside takes place in slow motion. Aww. Oh, no worries. Thank you for stopping by. In an instant, she remembers many things. Her life after parting ways with the commander, the scene of her reunion with her, the first time she downloaded her neural backup into this frame, that strange feeling from back then. She clearly promised the commander that she would protect everyone on the Elmo. No, she can't give up yet. She needs to complete her mission, and besides, she still has her last resort. Rosa lays the explosives on the ground and quickly reconnects them before loading them up onto her back. The circuit ends at the detonator, whose time delay has been removed. Rosa takes it in hand, discards her weapon, and jumps out in front of the first IFE. The driver reacts quickly. Its autocannon and its coaxial machine gun immediately begin tracking her movement, but Adele's dexterity and rapid reflexes allow her to easily avoid the attack. Immediately following, she throws herself into a slide to go under the IFE. Hey, hello, and thank you. Upon hearing Rosa's words, Krolik's reply over the radio sounds frantic. Everything seems to be happening in slow motion, and she watches bullets kick up puffs of sand and dust around her. She suddenly feels a strange sense of liberation. Ooh. Time goes from slowing down to practically standing still. Rosa watches herself gradually approach the undercarriage of the IFE. She even sees the driver's look of panic as he tries to pull out his handgun, but fails to do so in time. She sees the shell casings ejected by the turret guns, as well as each and every pebble thrown into the air by the shaking of the ground. She sees a strange blue-colored flower blossoming before her, and a blue butterfly flitting out of the flower's heart. So many things with butterflies. Like this, Zets. The final thing she sees is the commander's face, though for some reason it seems a little blurred. A strange feeling wells up from the depths of her neural cloud. But the real stranger is herself, standing in front of the commander. Itself wears a completely different uniform from her, and has a completely different expression on her face. A powerful wave of fatigue washes over Groza. She closes her eyes and stops thinking. Kaboom! Okay, blue butterfly equals super bad then. These games and shows are gonna give me, like, fear of butterflies. Racing rescue. I miss this feeling from the past. Well, this one sounds happy. Miss this feeling. As the helicopter races through the jet black sky, it slowly descends and emerges through the cloud cover that prevents others from noticing it. I can't help but worry as I look at my reflection in the window and back at the terminal in front of me. The terminal displays a connection lost icon. I sigh, then try to re-establish the communications link. GFL 1 seems fun to play. Especially now that it's directly in Steam. However, the only thing I hear from my earpiece is a hissing of static. I've been trying to contact them throughout the entire flight, but I haven't been able to get through so far. I clench my fist and glance unhappily at the hovering Dandegate. So the nearby signal markers have all been destroyed. Considering the scale of the enemy attack Rosa mentioned, that's definitely a possibility. It also means the opposition prepared their ambush well. While they're going up against the Elmo, I can't underestimate the reaction speed of these black-armored Mongi security troopers. I look out the window at the ground below. The pass I told the Elmo to head toward is right below us. Hey, hello, hello. The Dandage's adorable. She's cute. I head over to the cockpit, where Shakri and Centaur Racy are sitting in the pilot and co-pilot seats. Oh, you need to invest lots of time to build your stuff. But since the game's main story's over, how's the gacha at this point? My man, it's probably impossible at this point, but it'd be fun getting the Valhalla characters there. I'd wish. I'd want. The helicopter soars through the air above the pass, and I can see quite a number of ant-like vehicles swarming the entrance. There are intermittent flashes of light in the settlement at the mouth of the pass. There are people exchanging fire there, and it's plain to see that our people are among them. Looking further into the distance, I see the MCV crawling along as it trails a huge plume of black smoke. It's traveling slowly, but it's already drawn away from the firefight. Sentorisi turns on the radio and I begin hailing it. Soon, I hear Meiling's voice amidst the noise. Hello, hello? Okay, it's good that units easy get. Paying outfits. Understandable. That reminds me, I gotta get so many more skins in games. Like, I do want to get some in here. I don't have Andorus, but I still want her outfit. Gosh darn it. Instead of Nike, I couldn't resist. I had to get, like, Blanc's outfit. That $60 gotcha skin hurt. But I wanted it because it's cute. And I still need to get the other skins from the passes. $60 skin and then two $20 passes. Cries. Almost slept in church. Dang, it must have been so relaxing then. I put down the handset and returned to the passenger cabin. I look around at the dolls holding their weapons and ammo, and then begin handing out combat assignments. I like the way she describes them. Red bunny, purple cape, and pizza. Still can't believe how cheap they were selling Mr. Pizza at AX. Next year, I gotta go check out the booth. Next year for sure. I head back to the cockpit, instructing Charcuterie to overfly the firefight. Once we're above it, I point out a largely intact building, and Charcuterie immediately picks up what I want and descends. Sentorisi and Dion open the hatches on the respective sides of the chopper, and a ferocious downwash screams in from outside. The dolls stand by the open doors while Clove shields Melanie from the howling winds with her body. The helicopter nears the target building, then jumps out when it's roughly 10 meters above the roof. I think it was a large one. Jiangyu does a magnificent flip in midair before touching down. Dion, who has touched down alongside her, glances at her sister before approaching her. I was too unprepared for AX. But now that I've experienced it once, next time I'll do way better. The dolls dart into the building, and the helicopter pulls up again as it heads toward the mouth of the pass. Oh, even the small was still really big. Dang. From the co-pilot seat, I see multiple IFVs working their way through the town area. They're driving single file toward the Elmo, the perfect opportunity for us. Dang, look at all those explosions. The helicopter adjusts its position as it hovers, then plunges in for a strafing run. Rockets scream out in their pods in rapid succession, and explosions erupt along the length of the road, turning the IFVs into burning wrecks. Rosa feels her frame hit the ground hard with a dull thud. In the wake of the deafening explosions, the walls of the pass crumble, and the ruined buildings nearby collapse, engulfing the fleeing Mongol security troopers. She can hear their screams, she can see the mangled remains of humans that have been blasted into gory chunks, and she can feel their hot blood raining down on her. But, wait a minute. Didn't she just... Groza thinks back to what she was doing before she found herself collapsed on the ground. Do dolls feel like this after they blow themselves up? It doesn't seem any different from normal. She recalled a time when scientific advancement in this world was still limited, and humans believed that after death, they would become something called ghosts. Entities left behind after one's death. Oh yeah, so to become a ghost, you have 99 days to find the icons and then revive yourself. Then, is she some kind of data ghost now? Rosa lies motionless, trying to clear her head. In her recollection, she was preparing to press the button on her detonator, but then the IFV before her suddenly exploded, and the massive shockwave sent her flying. Groza looks down at her right hand. The detonator is still there, but she did not press it. Then what was that explosion just now? Before she can think about it, the sounds of more gunfire and explosions come from the other side of the rubble. Kaboom! Looks like the opposition hasn't given up yet. They're trying to blast a hole in the debris and fallen rock, blocking the path so the troops outside can get inside and continue fighting. Once again, there's another deafening explosion. Rocks and debris fly everywhere, and the blocked passage shows signs of clearing. Another one, and... kaboom! The rubble blocking the path is completely blown away. She can hear Mongi troopers approaching, so close that she can see their gray helmets through the breach. Is this the end? No, not yet. Bullets suddenly fly past her, accurately striking the Mongi troopers in the head. Shocked, Groza looks back and sees the dolls rushing out of the smoke and running to her side. Hey there, Groza. Miss Groza, are you alright? Are you the reinforcements sent by the commander? Miss Groza, do you not remember me? Yes I am. Master sent me to help you withdraw. Where are the other dolls? They're behind me, fighting in the streets. They're engaged with the enemy. They need backup. Understood. Miss Diane, please take Monsoon Squad and reinforce the other dolls. I'll help evacuate Miss Groza. Understood. We'll leave this things on the side to you. I love how he just whips out a knife. The little animation too. Please stay still, Miss Groza. You sustained severe damage to your frame. I'll drag you out of there. Nemesis, what happened to your cover fire? Departure. Lost and hidden friends. What do you mean you ran out of ammo? And now of all times? Get together already. Oh, that'd be so bad running out of ammo here. Ugh. Imagine not having unlimited ammo. Are there dolls approaching us from over there? They're fast. Are they enemies? Don't shoot, we're friendlies. Are you dolls from the Elmo? Yes, we are. We're from Monsoon Squad. The commander sent us to back you up. We'll be covering your withdrawal. So the commander sent you, but Leader's still out there. Our teammate will bring her back. Let's take care of the enemies in front of us first, shall we? Sounds great. Time to give those bastards a spanking. Well, those are fighting words, alright? A good old spanking. Then again, if you run out of bullets, I guess that's all you can do, spank them. Spank them with the back of your gun. Ta-da! The explosions are so satisfying. Funk. The red-haired woman anxiously studies the messages on the screen, not even realizing that her cigarette has almost burnt itself out. Half of the IFVs she sent into the town have been destroyed. The other half have been wedged outside by fallen rocks and rubble. Meanwhile, there's a ceaseless stream of casualty reports from her Omen forces. Just now, the dolls that jumped out of the helicopter had completely eliminated any chance she had of wiping out those encircled dolls. The helicopter has shown up with incredible timing and practically destroyed her entire deployment in an instant. Could it be that the fleeing MCV had only been a decoy? Was she the one being ambushed all along? The confidence she had started with crumbles in an instant, and Lentine can't help but wonder if there's a bigger trap waiting for her behind all this. Any other person would probably not be able to do it, but she can't even begin to imagine what kind of strategies that woman who came back from Frankfurt can employ. Lentine's underestimation of her has already cost her dearly, and right now, she knows that her only choice is not a choice at all. It's all the illusion of choice.
そんなまだやれる。向こうは袋のネズミなんですよ。
敵にこれ以上の戦力がいたらどうする。
しかし
まだ任務がある。これ以上の損失は致命的だ。全員撤退だ。
The way Kenny's still eager. Kenny angrily punches his seat before leaving the IFE. He doesn't look back. It is only now that Lentine notices the burning pain at her fingertips. She clicks her tongue and drops a cigarette butt. Its lingering heat scorches a black-edged circle on the intelligence report lying on the floor of the vehicle. Lentine picks it up, preparing to throw the pages that made her lose so much out of the vehicle. However, her hand stops halfway, and Lentine instead throws a report back on the ground. There's a strange feeling in her heart. It's been there for a full 10 years, appearing in her dreams, showing up whenever she doubted herself, forcing her to find all kinds of excuses for her actions in order to get it under control. As it is, she can no longer hold it back, the feeling that utterly denies all the choices she has made, an emotion that completely crushes her soul into the dirt. How? How is it that she can still beat me, even after falling so far? Why would she give up on everything, even when she's this capable? It makes no sense. She has to ask her and find the answer to that question. Lentine grabs her gun and stands up, throwing open the IFE's hatch. She clenches her fist, driving her nails so deeply into her palm that blood begins welling up and dripping from her hand. It shouldn't. Things shouldn't be this way. Monsoon Squad brings the Elmo dolls to the roof of a nearby building. As the helicopter slowly touches down, I open the hatch so the dolls can rush inside. Diana and the others bring Krolik, Vepli, and Nemesis into the helicopter, which makes the passenger compartment feel a little cramped. Zalhui and Jiangyu reflexively take up positions on the edges of the cabin, guns raised and scanning their surroundings. Or Krolik, they all came from the Gotcha banners. I look down, but there's no sign of them. I pick up the headset and hail Centaracy. I hear a magazine change over the transmission. Slowly afterwards, I see a stream of tracer rounds hurtle into the sky. I immediately point in that direction and order Sharkri to dust off. Once we reach the area above the tracers, I can clearly make out Centaracy and Groza fighting off the enemy from behind cover. Jiangyu and Zalhui immediately rake the enemy support weapons with gunshots, and the suppressive fire from the distance eases off. Centaracy looks up at the helicopter and takes advantage of the lull in shooting to grab Groza and head for the nearest roof. A pair of missiles fly toward the helicopter, but fortunately, Sharkri has been slowly orbiting the site and dodges them. Diane moves up to the doorway and joins the other dolls in suppressing the the source of those rockets. Meanwhile, I get Charcuterie to rapidly descend and get as close to the building's edge as possible. Ooh, pretty. Just as the helicopter levels out, Centaurasi appears on the roof, carrying Groza. She widens her steps and picks up speed, jumping off the roof with Groza. The two of them slam into the helicopter like a cannonball. Fortunately, the other dolls help them soften the impact. Diane helps Centaurasi lay Groza on the cabin floor, while Jiangyu immediately closes the hatch. Seeing that everyone is aboard, Charcuterie immediately climbs into the air, beating a hasty retreat while being pursued by more rockets. The helicopter flies towards the Elmo. Fortunately, the roof landing pad isn't too badly damaged. Charcuterie lands on the chopper on the Elmo. The dolls dismount, waiting for further instructions. I look into the distance. The Elmo is clear of that ruined town, and the enemy shows no intention of continuing the pursuit. I sigh in relief, then turn my attention back to the dolls. Groza's frame is riddled with shrapnel. Krolik and Nemesis are carefully unloading her from the helicopter.
グローザ大丈夫？
ごめんなさい。任務果たせなくて。
いや、私が遅かったのよ。
She did her best. Groza nods and closes her eyes. I hear the chime of the hangar elevator nearby, and Mei-Ling rushes out as the door opens. Groza shakes her head, but does not respond.
メリー、疲れてるところ申し訳ないけど。はい、すぐに体調を修理します。
With Mei-Ling urging them on, Krolik and Nemesis help Groza to the repair bay.
体調治りますかね？結果を待つしかないわね。そういえば、メラニーの検査をした方がいいんじゃない？終わったら部屋まで案内して落ち着かせましょう。 そうですね。メラニーちゃん、一緒に来てください。
Melanie glances at me, then immediately follows Cove down the stairs. I avidly give the other dolls a tour of the Elmo, which also includes performing a damage assessment of the stricken areas. I head back to the ops room. Thanks to the recent attack, it's a total mess. Glass panels have been broken and fragments are everywhere. I can't help but sigh as I think about the Elmo, how the Elmo had just been repaired not long ago, only for it to be reduced to this state once again. I sit back down in my chair. Who would have thought so many things would have happened in the course of just one day? The hitherto silent Dandegate flies above my head once again. Dandelion's smug voice rings out from above me. Wow, so very exciting.
まったく、その通りよ。
I reach up to grab the Dandegate above my head, but it nimbly evades my grasp. The Dandegate flies before me and projects Dandelion's face again. She's yawning and stretching lazily.
今日の出来事、あなたの仕込みだったりしない？
まさか。そよ風とズッケルの面々との再会はアレンジしてあげたけど、そこから先は完全に予想外よ。メラニーや地下の件もマグニセキュリティも私とは無関係。
どうだか。地下でダウンロードしたデータから分かったことはある？
参考資料として県外になる前に政府の公文書を
Ooh, what information?
ここ数年周辺の衛星都市で失踪事件とカルト関連の報告が多数上がってた。画像データ1万3000枚、動画データ46個。関係者は数
That's a lot of pictures and videos.
それらが何を示しているかはまだ分析中よ。一見乱雑でいい加減だけど修正された構成
13,000 pictures.
そう。
もう少し待ってちょうだい。いくら私でも半日で答えは出せないわ。続きは回線が回復してからやる。でもね、
何？
404が調べていることと今回の件、重なる部分があるのよ。彼女たちのこと忘れたわけないわよね。
あっ
当たり前よ。
もともと彼女たちと合流するはずだったんでしょ。
グローザたちは合流しに行く途中で襲われた。404を襲った敵と同じ勢力でしょうね。
そうね。書類上マグニセキュリティは従業員が100人もいない小さな企業だけど、こんな戦力
A small independent company with less than 100 employees to name.
の職務
Lies.
後でカリンに教えよう。だけど今は回線を切られてどことも通信できない。
ビーコンを全部潰されたからね。でもさすが404といったところかしら。
どういう。
ほら
Dandelion points to the ops room's main terminal. Suddenly, it buzzes with a comms request. I glance at Dandelion, and then I wearily put it through.
やっとつながった。骨董品のビーコンを直すのは骨が折れるぜ。でもやらないと来る会に殺されるからな。ああ、怖。
For a moment, I'm not sure how to answer. There's a look of doubt on my face as I listen to the voice on the line.
あれもしもし。おかしいな。聞こえるか。まさか俺のことを忘れたりしてないよな、指揮官。
There's a brief burst of noise. The video window dissolves into static and then clears up. There's a man with his back to the camera. He seems to be banging on something. There's a burst of sparks, and then the man throws his wrench aside and slowly turns around. As he does, the man's face is revealed by the cold light of the overhead fluorescent lamps.
あなた出る。
想定通りの勝利です。本当はもう少し完璧に終わらせられたはずなんですけど。
Wait, he sure grew up? Did he originally start off as like... I was gonna say, did he originally start off as like a bebe or something? I'm like, of course! And I'm like, wait, of course. Everyone starts off as a bebe, basically. Oh, he was a rich kid. Third generation doll. A third generation doll costs as much as a skyscraper. Ugh! That's how expensive they are. Sheesh! Oh, he had a passion for rescuing and repairing dolls. Ooh. Outside the Elmo's windows, a sandy gust of wind speeds through the darkened sky. There are no Elid corpses here or nauseating monsters. The endless sands are as clean as though nothing had ever happened. The helicopter slowly lands on the Elmo. The dolls open the hatch and jump down from the chopper, while Deer follows behind them as he touches down the Elmo. After receiving Deer's distress signal, Centaurecy took Diane and the others to the beacon station where Deer was. As our previous comms, I learned that he had come to offer assistance after 404 had gone missing, but by the time he arrived at their location, he found that all the signal markers in the region had been destroyed and that Monkey Security had seized control of all the roads leading in and out. In the end, he became trapped there. Fortunately, Lena had given him the Elmo's comm code, so he managed to contact us after fixing the signal marker. We didn't encounter any enemies at the signal marker. The helicopter returned to the Elmo after taking Deer on board. The dolls returned to their repair beta rest while Deer came to the ops room. I give him a quick once-over and can't help but feel unfamiliar with his look.
なんだ人のことジロジロ見て。
いや、結構変わったわね。
Is this a glow-up?
そりゃあ俺は人間だし、こんだけ時間が経てばさすがに背も伸びるって。
見た目もあるけど、
He was basically
まだ404に協力
their
してた。
sponsor.
俺だって時々考えるよ。なんでこんなことしなきゃならないのか。まあ乗りかかった船だ。それに噂のエルモ号を一度見ておきたかったしな。
そんなに気になるの？
当たり前よ。エルモ号はな、IOP の技術の結晶なんだ。いや、新ソ連の重工業の集大成と言ってもいい。
The final glory.
この世に二つとない貴重な製品だ。
そうなのね。
たく、そんなことも知らずに乗り回してたのか。
私の頭は 毎月の維持費でいっぱいだからね。
でも
We're broke.
働きはしてるだろ。通信システムアップデートしてもいいか？
どうぞ。
Like, if you're gonna upgrade for free, heck yeah. I step aside and Dier takes out a bunch of strange devices before starting work on the command console. Yeah, the ultimate form in the Division collab? Ooh! After some banging and fiddling, I see a screen in the console's monitor that I've never seen before.
これは
アップデートのついでに臨時の暗号化チャンネルを作った。
Well, that was fast.
通信が外部に漏れたことがあるんだろ。
どうしてそう思うの？
レナが教えてくれた。カリーナさんが非軍事勢力管理局の通信が何度もクラックされたことを404に共有して安全対策の強化を言い渡したんだ。それを受けてリバー通信システム自体の強化とトラップを仕掛けるよう指示した。
A honey trap.
客が現れたらサプライズをお届けする仕組みだ。だが残念ながらそれでも常連さんを捕まえることはできなかった。ここの通信システムも404と同じ仕様にしたからお互いより安全な環境でやり取りできるぞ。
それならカリンの方もアップデートをした方がいいわね。
いやー、管理局のシステムをいじるのはちょっとあれっつうか。ま、あっちの方が問題は重大だがな。
管理局のシステムにも穴があるの？
ない方がおかしいだろ。
I fall silent for a while and don't respond to Dier's words. In principle, I trust Colleen unconditionally, but she's part of the NOMFA, and I can't make up my mind about them right away. After some thought, I decided to change the subject.
あなたがここに来たのはレナの指示だったわね。
ああ、クルカイが通信面に問題があるって言ってレナに頼まれて俺が調査しに来たんだ。いつもの仕事と思って移動手段も道具も全部自腹で調達したんだが。
Just casually took his family helicopter over.
たった一人でイエローエリアに？
この辺はあまり危険じゃないし、バリアーグよりは速い車使ってるからな。壊れたビーコンのとこにだけ臨時基地局建てて終わりかと思ったら全部破壊されてたんだよね。今治ってるのが唯一復旧できたやつだ。そこいらにマグニセキュリティがいるから脱出できなくて困ってたわけよ。指揮官がいなければまずいことになってたぜ。
Saying so, Dier fiddles with the console interface and rescans for new transmission channels. The moment the rescan finishes, a shining point immediately appears on the screen.
これは？
臨時基地局が信号を発信してる。
Ooh.
出進していいか？
ええ、早く。
Dier connects to the transmission. A rapid, loud voice speaks over the channel.
ダイヤ環境調査隊376に搭載。緊急事態発生。繰り返し緊急事態発生。
環境
Emergency?
クルカイたちと手を組んでる部隊じゃないか。
通信できる？
ダメだ。これはループ再生されてる音声だ。
場所は？
追跡完了。すぐ近くだ。
Okay, that's good that they're nearby. I pick up my terminal and contact Center AC.
セータウレイシー、そよ風のメンバーとハンガーで集合して。
I have Dier send the coordinates to the dolls and look out the night sky, as dark and mysterious as this mission.
404と合流できるかもしれない。
Oh. Okay, that's the event. Kukai Mickey's event. Aww. All the back-to-back-to-back craziness. Like, sheesh. The helicopter takes off from the Elmo. I decide to head over to the repair bay while waiting for news. I leave the ops room after telling the Dandegate to keep an eye on the Elmo's status and its surroundings. Dier follows me down too. When we enter the repair bay, we see Mei-Ling performing the final adjustments on Groza, while the other dolls keep her company.
ああ、指揮官。様子はどう？
よりさっきの作戦で体調が。
Krolik immediately shuts up when she realizes what's going on and pushes Nemesis and Vepli out of the room.
じゃあ私たちは他の場所見て回るからごゆっくり。
After the dolls leave the room, Groza sits up on the diagnostic slab.
もう大丈夫なの？
ええ、指揮官が増援を送ってくれたおかげよ。
You sure you're okay?
本当に間一髪だったわね。メリー、グローザの組対の調子は？
最初見た時びっくりしましたが、思ったよりダメージは控えめでした。手足の損傷が目立ちますけど、替えのパーツがあれば治ります。
よかった。
Oh, that's good. After seeing that Groza's alright, I manage to calm down at last. I step aside to make room for Dier, then introduce him to Groza and Mei Ling.
この子はメイリン、エルモ号のチーフエンジニア。グローザはエルモ号の人形小隊の隊長よ。
Dier nods to them. Mei Ling returns a nod, a little timidly.
こっちはデール。404の
技術者ってとこかな。しばらく協力させてもらう。よろしく。
ええ。
Groza nods to Dier. For some reason, Groza seems to be acting strangely. Suddenly, Dier's eyes light up, and he excitedly rushes over to the slab behind Groza. Puzzled, I follow his movements with my eyes and see him practically skip over to where Sexton is lying. Sexton's frame has been badly damaged, just about all her exposed skin has been destroyed, and her body is also badly deformed.
第三世代人形だって？
知っているの？
当たり前だ。オルログ財団指導の最新技術だぞ。関係者でさえ研究資料には簡単に触れられないんだ。いつの間にそんな影響力を持ったんだ？
Oh yes, they're so rich and powerful.
成り行き。そんな適当に手に入るものじゃないだろう。金だけじゃない。コネもないと無理だ。
そんなこと言われても。
Ooh.
今まで何度か戦ったことがあって、この間突然エルモ号の近くに現れたから倒して回収したのよ。
こんなのを倒しちまうのか。実力は衰えてないようだな、指揮官。
そうでもないわ。その時は様子がおかしかったわ。記憶と認知に混濁が見られるの。よければ検査してくれない？
願ってもない。でもこの状態だと直すのにだいぶ金がかかりそうだな。
Of course it would cost a lot. I cough to hide my awkwardness.
もっと安く済ませる方法はない？
ないこともないだろうが、俺も第三世代人形のことはよく知らないんだ。
なら実践で学ぶしかないわね。
そうだな。ちょうどいい機会だ。
Dier pulls out his toolbox and produces a plethora of instruments I've never seen before. After plugging all manner of cables into Sexton's access ports, Dier's instruments begin to flash and make noises.
おいおい、メンタルもズタボロじゃねえか。
現れた時から様子がおかしかった。
Upon seeing that we're discussing Sextons, Mei Ling helps Groza off her slab and walks over to me.
あ、指揮官がいない間に隊長がセクスタンスのメンタルに侵入しました。
危ないじゃない。
防壁はすべて機能停止してたからリスクはないと判断したわ。
なるほど。それでどうだった？
混沌としか言いようがないわ。人為的に破壊された可能性が高い。何者かが彼女で実験を行い、わざとメンタルを破壊した。ターシャリレベルまで潜ったけど、分かったのはそれだけよ。
そう。分かった。レール、セクスタンスのメンタルログが欲しい。可能な限り修復して。
無茶言うぜ。
Shall take the moon too. Dier takes out another little electronic device and hooks it up to several small cables from Sexton's head. After a while, the connections crackle and throw off sparks, even setting the device Dier is holding on fire.
そうとした。
どうなった？
グローザの言った通りだ。こいつのメンタルは人為的に破壊されてる。 急所ピンポイントで完全にな。素体の機能自体はまだ生きてるが、もう動か
It's so
ない。
nice having a genius over.
人間で例えると脊髄を切られて電気信号を止められてるようなものだ。それにこいつの素体、
Deer narrows his eyes and carefully studies an almost destroyed portion of Sexton's epidermal layer.
どうしたの？
いや、こんな素材で人形を作ろうと思うやつがいるのか。
そんなに珍しいの？
そうでもないが、人形の素体に使おうって発想にはならないだろうな。
Oh, he's a
もったい
sister.
ないって教えて。
Deer. I wonder if everyone in their family has an ER name. Deer thinks for a moment, then reaches into his toolbox and takes out something that looks like a microscope. He looks for a place in Sexton's body, then sets it up and calls me over.
これを見ろ。
これは生き物の組織？細胞？
ああ、どうやら何かの細胞を素体の材料に使ったらしい。
それは意外ね。
だが細胞の活性度は低い。融合による効果はないだろうな。
I think about what Deer is saying, and then I suddenly sense someone staring at me. When I turn around, I suddenly notice a little figure standing in the doorway. There's a pitter-patter footsteps, and then Kof appears in the doorway as well, grabbing the arm of the little figure.
メラニーちゃん、どうしました？何かがいる。
メラニー？
Upon hearing my words, Melanie reflexively backs away.
いつの間に
Yes,
娘ができたのか。
this is my daughter, Melanie.
いろいろ事情があって。
よろしくな、メラニーちゃん。
Melanie backs away even further.
ありゃ、俺ってそんな怖いかな。
コルフェ、検査の結果は？
どの指標も正常でした。不気味なまでに。
Melanie ignores the exchange between Kolf and me. She raises her hand and points to the doll behind me before addressing me directly.
あの人形が痛い。
あの人形？
I point to Sexton's.
彼女のこと？
Melanie nods.
いいけど。
Melanie approaches us suddenly. A chill runs down my spine, and my hand reflexively reaches for the gun at my waist. Upon realizing what I'm doing, I quickly turn aside so she doesn't see me and fold my arms across my chest. She walks up to Sexton's and looks her up and down. Finally, her gaze settles on the position where we discover the signs of cellular fusion.
やっぱり
何か知っているの？
これじゃない。でも似たようなのにあったことはある。そいつにも融合の跡があった。
Melanie's words make me stiffen up.
例えばどんな？
ブージャムの組織がついてる。
ブージャムの組織？
あ、細胞が突然活性化した。
Deer quickly checks on Sexton's condition. Groza walks up in front of me and reflexively takes up a defensive position, while Kolf pulls Mailing and Melanie away.
気をつけて。
人形に自己修復機能はないはずだが、ブージャムの特性を利用すれば、あるいは
自己修復？
第三世代人形、しかも自己修復機能付き。面白い。
Oh, he's excited.
倒せるかもしれない。こいつ勝手にメンタルが起動してる。
Deer stares incredulously at the instruments he's holding, while Groza wearily raises her gun and points it at Sexton's while shouting it to Kolf.
メイリンでその子を連れて逃げて。
Kolf drags Mailing and Melanie outside. Melanie keeps looking back as she groans. After Kolf closes the door behind her, I return my attention to Sexton's.
今のうちにメンタルログを取れない？
やってる。
再起動成功。メンタルバックアップを実行。バックアップ失敗。再起動成功。メンタルバックアップを実行。クラウドデータをロード。サーバー接続 所属を確認。失敗。
Sexton opens her eyes, but remains still. She looks at me, her eyes filled with confusion.
あなたが持ち主ですか？
Are you my master? Yes.
持ち主。
No, I'm just thinking of Fate's Day night. Gosh darn it. Sexton walks toward me and extends a hand. I reflexively reach out to take it, but Groza blocks me.
指揮官、油断しないで。
Deer quickly works on his instruments, and then he suddenly chuckles.
どうする？使用上新しい持ち主になっても問題ないぞ。
Ooh!
というと、
権限データがすべて消えて所属先がない状態だ。今ならあんたの名義で登録できる。
She's mine.
登録してどうするの？
持ち主なら何の障害もなくメンタルログを引き出せる。この場でそれができる人間はあんたしかいないだろ。
I glance at Groza. She doesn't look at me. Her gun is still trained on Sexton's.
任務のためになるなら異存はないわ。
そう。
I nod, and Deer immediately begins tapping away on his touchscreen. Sexton's eyes briefly flash. Soon, Deer puts his instruments down and confidently addresses me.
よし、これでもうこいつに敵認定されることはない。思わぬ副産物もあるぞ。
副産物？
敵味方識別コードをいじったんだ。いろいろ分かったことがある。
セクスタンスにとって味方だったもの。つまり、私たちの敵についての情報？
その通り。こいつのメンタルにあった光線記録だ。友軍座標がマグニセキュリティの居場所ってことだな。
Ooh!
ここでこれだけの人数を動員できるのは奴らしかいない。
マグにも第三世代人形と関係あるということね。
そう考えるのが自然だな。大元は同じ財団なんだし。
そうね。
このデータをたどれば404との合流も可能だ。あとはある程度範囲さえ絞れれば。
I nod, then my terminal suddenly rings.
ご主人様、聞こえますか？
Yes.
ええ。どうしたの？
座標地点でマグニセキュリティの正体と遭遇しました。全員殲滅したのですが、現場に調査隊の兵士が2人。1人はすでに死亡、もう1人は重傷です。
エルモ号まで連れ戻せる？
いいえ、とても移動に耐えられるとは思えません。ダイエンが応急処置を行っていますが、
ダイエン、兵士の容体は？
血が止まりません。このままでは。
Poor dude.
ご主人様、
構わないわ。
承知しました。
我々は第7環境調査隊3762小隊。
あなたたちの救難信号を受信した賞金ハンターよ。何が起こったか教えてほしい。
ありがとう。調査任務の最中、多数の生き袋と所属不明の敵勢力に遭遇した。ビーコンは
Many eyelids.
破壊された。
やっぱりそうか。
そして臨時基地局を建てる途中、マグニセキュリティという傭兵部隊に襲われ、この任務失敗させるわけにはいかないんだ。
動かないでください。
第7環境調査隊を代表して貴殿に協力を要請する。我々の包囲された主力部隊の救援に向かってほしい。この例は操縦力必ず。
わかった。引き受けるわ。
We definitely need the rewards. Like, all the ammo just got wrecked earlier, so... Payment good.
必ず助かりますから。
約束を果たし。
死亡を確認。
手厚く葬ってあげて。 彼らのドッグタグの回収も忘れずに。
I end the transmission and sigh heavily. I guess that things would turn out this way, but I still can't but feel a little sad for those soldiers.
デール、404は現在調査隊と行動しているんだったわね。
来る会の話によればな。
彼らが建てた臨時基地局の近くにいるはずよ。グローザ、残りの人形とともにセクスタンスを使って404の追跡を。
了解。
必ず見つけて。あの兵士たちが命を懸けて守ったものを無駄にしてはならない。
Mission completed. I still love that visual for macchiato. And now for the last part. Signal decryption. The most important thing now is to rebuild relationships. I love this present. Codename Zucchero. A return gift from Zucchero. And also Memento. What a nice shirt. Hello, hello. No heartbreak this time. We hurry back to the ops room. Deer heads to the comms hub and begins connecting to the equipment.
臨時基地局で404の位置を絞れない？
やってるが無理っぽいな。臨時基地局の存在が知られた以上、ジャミングなり物理的に破壊するなり、また潰しにかかるだろうな。
The communications hub emits a signal lost tone, validating Deer's thinking.
やっぱりな。だがセクスタンスの力を借りれば、あるいはちょっと待ってな。
Deer crawls under the command terminal and begins installing some extra equipment. Meanwhile, I use this time to contact Centaurace.
センタウレイシ、状況は？
兵士2名を埋葬しました。臨時基地局も正常に機能しています。
その場で防衛線を築いて。マグニの連中がそこを攻撃するかもしれない。臨時基地局を守り抜いて。
はい。必ずご期待に。
After this, a little break time. Deer emerges from under the command terminal and taps several locations on the touchscreen, whereupon their menus begin to change. Also, maybe instead of Deep Oblivion, I think the one I should probably do is the other event that's gonna end soon. I feel like I can probably do it all in one go next week, depending if it's like a normal event length.
よくやったわ。グローザ。
Kashish, 2 events at the same time.
セクスタンスのセカンダリレベルに接続して。
Treasure. Rosa ends the transmission. Soon, Sexton's IFF key is transmitted to the Elmo systems.
やっぱりミリタリーグレードの基地局となると探知能力も段違いだな。いやー、参った参った。
どうしたの？
マグニセキュリティの過去の位置情報が全部明らかになった。だが数が多すぎる。マップがピンまみれだぜ。
I look at the map after signal analysis has been done. Our surroundings are covered in red dots. Oh, wonderful.
働き者ね。一番権限レベルの高い信号だけに絞ろう。
Deer gets my meaning. He nods and immediately begins working on the task.
あった。それっぽい信号が全部で2つ。一つは半月前から昨日までアクティブで、もう一つは昨日突然現れた。
尻尾を掴んだわね。位置情報は開示されていない。探れる？
やってみる。ダメだ。マグニとは違う通信システムを使ってる。セクスタンスの権限では無理だな。だがシステムに接続すること自体は可能だ。防壁をハックすればいけるかもしれない。とはいえ、エルモ号の設備だと丸1日はかかるな。
仕方ない。とりあえずやって。
Deer begins his work. I like that, like he said, But not like he said. The progress bar on the monitor is crawling along. I sink into thought. Then I suddenly think of something and look toward the dandy gate.
ダンデライオン、ハッキングは得意なんでしょ？
こういう時しか私のことを思い出してくれないんだ。悲しいわ。
悪かったわ。
You glitched your fate game again?
今話
The
した
same one?
なんとかならない？
Or a different glitch this time?
エルモ号の設備では力不足よ。私に至ってはただのダイナーゲート。ビーコンが破壊された今、私も外界と連絡できなくなったの。忘れ
Oh man, speaking of fate, I gotta top off on more paid Saint Quartz. I have one paid Saint Quartz left. Deer suddenly exclaims and I look at the command terminal screen. The opposition signal security level has suddenly fallen. Deer begins tapping on the screen before I can tell him to.
相手が自分から権限レベルを下げたぞ。
The same one. Wow, that glitch likes you.
なんから
404と遭遇してあいつらの通信規格に合わせたのか。ならチャンスは今しかない。このペースだと残り時間は。
The progress bar visibly picks up speed, but the estimated completion time shows that the operation will take close to an hour to finish.
いや、間に合わない。
The Dandelion flies up to the screen, and its mono eye flashes. Then Dandelion projects her image and smiles smugly as she speaks to me. Ooh, I just realized it's 9 p.m. Or 9:10 p.m. I wonder if my shirt finally came in. The estimated time was by 9 p.m. today. Let's see if it actually came in on time.
部下の人形、ちょっと借りてもいいかしら。
If not, when the heck is this Valhalla shirt gonna get to me?
大丈夫。終わったらちゃんと返すから。私が中継機代わりになるから。何かあっても
Ooh, which Moriarty?
追うのは私
Old man, young man?
どう？安心した？
I eye the Danegate dubiously, and then contact Groza. Soon, processing power reaches the command system. The Danegate perches on the command terminal and begins to work.
公正貿易。私の出番ね。
I should just make the most wild outfit. Everyone, I need you to focus your forces on the weakest part of the enemy protocol. If we're ready, then let's go, go, go! Ooh, the old man in his bar owner outfit. Oh, I still gotta get him that one. I wanna make him fancy. The game I've been laziest on for changing outfits. FGO. Oh, and speaking of FGO, I still gotta do the challenge quest. I've been lazy for the challenge quest.
目標沈黙。
よし、入れた。
通信へ接続。
The system indicates that the cracking was successful, and Deer begins eavesdropping on them. After some crackling noises, a couple of voices are clearly audible on the channel.
来る会の声だ。
やっぱり遭遇してしまったか。
The spooky doll.
404に連絡するか。
いや、ダメよ。今聞いた通り、通信を遮断したし、マグニのシステムで呼びかけると向こうに気づかれる。彼女たちの位置は？
特定済みだ。
よし、グローザに送信して。グローザ、404の現在位置を送った。すぐそこに向かって。セクスタースも連れて行きなさい。
Oh no, the challenge quest is annoying. You do 0 damage until you hit Kenshi with enough NPs. Ugh. In that case, I guess I'm bringing arts. So I can just spam and spam and spam.
可能性がある。戦力は
Where's Victoria? Save me.
ええ、頼んだわ。
Oh no, and her NP removed buffs. No! Oh, I hate that. And hello, hello. Girls ends the transmission and prepares to head out. It's been good. Not feet line. As for me, I pause to think before sending a transmission to Center AC.
センターウレイシ状況は
2度襲撃を受けましたが、いずれも撃退しました。攻勢はまだ続くと思われます。
よくやった。もう帰還していいわ。
いいのですか？
わざと明け渡して油断を誘う。その前に
I think for a moment.
臨時基地局を使ってメッセージを流して。
内容は
モールス信号でどこにいる？
かしこまりました。
Soon, Groza's jeep leaves the Elmo and races off into the distance. Meanwhile, a series of long and short tones repeat through my earpiece, and I pray that they will convey adequate hope.
間に合え。
作戦終了。帰ろっか。
Ta-da! So cute. Like, that'd actually be a kind of fun shirt to have. Like, normally I don't wear the color brown, I have beige stuff. So at least that'd be different, that'd be unique. Jeans of Elmo. Woohoo! Oh, that's gonna be tough. There's so many fun dolls. Like heck, I'm super excited for Robella. Like just based on her trailer, I love her already. Like she likes Kamen Rider Double, so that's fun. Like I respect that. Which means she might be automatic favorite in that case. Like I gotta summon her for sure. Gosh darn it though. Too many good summons. Like heck, I'm glad that I got Leva. Lena, you were tempting too, but no can do. The heck, you know, I'm gonna throw whatever I have at Andrus, because if I lose it 50-50, then oh no, oh man. But at the same time, that means I'm guaranteed Robella, so that's fine. Like, either way, it's good. Oh no, Lena's pretty important to have alongside Leva. Ooh. Blue. 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 Then again, I can just dip into my Doritos. Blue. 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 Even more blue. Purple. Blue. Heck, I can just switch between the two. Let's see if either of them like me. Before I reach pity. Or I mean 50-50. Unless I run out of summons first. So worth it. I'm glad about that. Discarding purple weapons gives Doritos. Blue, blue. Blue. Even more blue. 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 Blue.
すべて想定内。私がいる限り心配は不要よ。
And Rosa. I'm amazed that Enfield's coming out the 22nd of next month. Though gosh darn it, coming out around the same time as Arc Knight's anniversary. Blue. Just, my wallet's gonna cry. And now switching back to Andorus. Do 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 do. Alrighty. Blue. 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 Even more blue. So much blue. 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 Purple. Blue. And yeah, Arknights and Popcom. Okay, switching up again. Another one. Ah, purple again. I mean blue. Blue. Blue.
全て想定内。私がいる限り心配は不要よ。
Wow. Hello again, Gross. Only Groza. Blue. 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 Oh my goodness. Gotcha truly is pain. I'll exchange some Doritos, why not? I can afford it. And now try here. Let's see what happens. Just switching back and forth. Oh my goodness. Blue. 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 Oh, Nagant. Not Groza this time. Ta-da! Blue. 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 It's only been one purple for all these ones. All these pulls. Gosh darn it. It's okay. Maybe this will be the pull that I get at SSR. Now will I win the 50-50 or lose the 50-50? I will find out soon. Okay. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay, SSR time. Blue. Blue. Blue.
全て想定内。私がいる限り心配は不要。
Wow. And look who's here again. Hi, Groza. Purple. Oh? I actually won the 50-50. This is amazing. Almost. It was 21 pulls until guaranteed 6 stars, so woohoo! Need 5 star. Very, very close. I'm satisfied, this is good. Blue. 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 And now the rest is blue. It's fine. Blue. Ta-da! You know, I'm satisfied. That's extremely satisfying. I'm sorry, Andorus. Next time. Just because I'm very, very stingy with my Doritos for now. Because I need it, just based on my gacha luck. Thank you, thank you. Oh gosh, later on I gotta buy some outfits now. I should buy Diamond Flower, because it's cute. Pretty purple dress. I should buy Vitality Magic. Eventually. I can actually afford one of these now. The other one I'll have to switch to my phone to make a purchase. Okay, just because I summoned her tonight, I'll get her outfit first. Ta-da! Or I should make the purchase from their webpage. Okay, yeah, for 5% discount, that is worth it. I gotta find my card later on. Congratulations, you obtained skin number 18, Vitality Magic. A gift Lena received from the commander. Whether it is a delicate flower or a playful bow, it finds a perfect home on Lena. Wait, so we got this outfit for her. It's good to know our taste. That's fun to know. I love the little chick on her bow. That's cute. Oh, it's a GFL 1 outfit. Cute. Super idle. Perfect. Oh, it's a cute little bow too. I like the details. It's adorable. And her cute little smile. Stare. Okay, after this I gotta go on the website. I gotta find my credit card. And then I can buy the other outfit. Woohoo! That's gonna be my goal for the night. And maybe I'll be good and eat some of Dad's food. I'll see. I'll stare at it afterwards. Oh yeah, the most expensive part would be getting the Oculus Rift. Like, sheesh. Okay, how long is this event though? I'm curious. Is it a super long event? Is it a shorter event? Normal length event? Because I know the other one's gonna be super long. Oh, you've only done the first story note so far? I'm preparing myself mentally for next week. I'm gonna make sure I finish it in time. I'll give it normal length, that's not bad. Cool. Ooh, that makes it easier then. I wonder if I could do it in like 4 hours. Okay, Deep Oblivion though, it's gonna take a good while. Good to know. If I start like 6 PM, I'll probably get it all in one go. I'ma believe. Cause gosh darn it, I'm gonna have to rush the Arc Knights event later on. Because that event only lasts for 1 week and it started this week, like today, so... Just truly Oh man, though. It's a good thing Deep Oblivion lasts for a while. Because if it didn't, then oh no. But nah, I'll get it all done in time. So that should be fine. Well, I'm glad that the gacha rolls were decent tonight. Finished 1 past event, and now next week I'm prepared for Intertwine Assault. I only walked a little bit around the crew deck. Like, I know I'm gonna have to decorate eventually. I only bought that 1 cushion that it forces you to buy. Oh, Fate's event's only 4 days left. I just gotta make sure I do the challenge quest. And I do gotta farm a bunch more so I can buy out more of the store. But luckily 4 days is a lot. I might just switch the game back to my phone at that point though. Debating. Well, at least the week's almost over. And then more time to grind in games. Yay for not working on Saturday and Sunday, woohoo! Though I shouldn't say that because I might jinx it. Because the worst case, they could ask me to go in, but no. Oh, true, finished at 3 million points. I'm like halfway there, I think. I know I'm over 1 million, but I don't know if I'm at 2 million yet. Oh no, the grind. Okay, I might have to just grind FGO before Kamen Rider 2. Good thing I can use my phone for 1 game and computer for another game. Woohoo! Make my life easier. And also, I guess eat a snack. Potentially drink some instant coffee. Oh, you're gonna be stuck in East Coast for the holidays? I hope it's gonna be fun. Like super duper fun. Oh man. Knowing how the FGO event's gonna end soon. Yeah. I guess I'll do some grinding. At least I use up my energy. I'll be lazy. And only do that much for now. So I'll be good, I'll check my other gacha games. But yeah, so with that being said, thank you for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day in epic gacha luck. Super duper duper good luck. Oh my goodness, too many good banners. I still gotta summon inside of Nike. I could do pity and buy from the store. I have enough gold certificates, but I don't wanna. I wanna save those for a rainy day. Because I only have enough to buy 1 person. So sheesh. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Gotta grind in other games, gotta be good. Oh gosh. I should also check out how I'm doing in Enfield. I'm trying to get enough of these materials to make better gear. And I've been bad. Like, I know that I could make mining stuff to make my life a little bit easier, but then I have to do tutorials for that, and I don't want to do those tutorials right now. I want to be lazy, so I've just been bonking the crystals myself and gathering them manually. Which isn't lazy considering I gotta do that much work, but no, silly me.